3 new cases of COVID-19 have been recorded in New South Wales. All are linked to known sources. The state government is easing border restrictions with Victoria in the coming days. For more, I'm joined by reporter Ashley Aldridge. Hi, Ashley. So what are the details of the border changes?
Good afternoon, Ros. Well, we heard from the Deputy New South Wales Premier John Barilaro around an hour ago, and he did make a number of announcements for border communities such as Albury-Wodonga. The most significant announcement to come out of that press conference was that the 2.5 kilometre border bubble, as it's become known, will be expanded back to 50 kilometres. Now, that's what it originally was 7 weeks ago, until those numbers in Victoria really started to rise and the border zone was really tightened back down to 2.5 kilometres. Now, what this will mean is that residents living within that 50 kilometre zone will now be able to obtain permits to cross the state lines into Albury to get to work for education and medical supplies. Now, we also heard from the Deputy Premier that agriculture workers will be able to cross the state lines in both directions, 50 kilometres each way. That comes after those changes that were introduced last week, allowing Victorian agriculture workers into New South Wales. Now, that will both now work in both directions. The other announcement that he made was the possibility of people being able to quarantine here on the border. He said that they are looking into people being able to quarantine closer to home rather than having to do that in Sydney. He also mentioned the establishment of a Southern Border Recovery Committee, which will really focus on businesses and locals that have been impacted by these closures in the recovery phase of this pandemic.
When will these changes come into effect, Ashley?
Well, the New South Wales Deputy Premier was quick to mention that these restrictions obviously can't be lifted overnight, but he did reassure locals that that border bubble, that 50 kilometre radius, will come into effect within the next 7 to 10 days. We did hear from the Wodonga Mayor, Anna Speedy, who said she really welcomed these changes, which would really take the pressure off locals, and she pointed out that if it does occur within the next 7 to 10 days, it will be just in time for Father's Day, and families will finally be able to spend some long-awaited time together.
Thanks, Ashley.